would have said. I would have been right. Okay, so personally, I like to get up early in the morning, but I know it's not for everyone.
Personally.
We use the phrase personally to introduce something that is just our opinion, and we're not trying to force our opinion onto anyone else. That's why we add this word in so frequently in English. Personally, I don't like that shirt, but it looks good on you. So that just means like, it's my opinion. Don't be like confused and think that I'm trying to force my opinion on you. A phrase in English that kind of reminds me of this is different strokes for different folks. This means that like not everyone has to do the same thing or like the same thing, and that's okay. It's a really good lesson to learn, and that's why we use the word personally so much. And a lot of times if someone asks us if we like something and we don't, if we're trying not to offend them, we'll just say, personally, it's not for me, or personally, I don't like it. And that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be for everyone. A phrase that comes off a bit more formal than if you ask me or personally is in my opinion.
In my opinion.
A lot of times in English, we use this in our formal writing to share our opinion, just to let our audience or whoever is reading our writing know that this isn't fact, this is just our opinion, our thoughts and feelings. If you're in a more formal situation like work, or if you are at a store and you ask someone like which one's the best, they might say, in my opinion, this is the best. So it's a bit more formal, but it's used really similarly. When you're kind of surprised about how you feel about something or how something has turned out, you might say the phrase, if anything.
Which, if anything...
So let me give you a couple examples, because it's kind of tricky how English speakers use this phrase. So we might say, I thought the weather would get nicer out. If anything, it looks worse outside right now. So maybe you were hoping like the forecast would be better, like you have an event or a wedding outside or something, and you're kind of surprised. If anything, it got worse. So I thought this, if anything, it didn't happen. Maybe you started a new job and you thought it might get easier as time went on, and you might say, if anything, it got harder. This means you're kind of surprised that it didn't get easier. It wasn't your initial guess. These next phrases are going to help you respond really naturally in English conversation, so make sure to pay attention. The first phrase is, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I use this phrase not necessarily if I completely 100% wholeheartedly agree, and I'm not saying like I would do the same thing as this person, but it's just a really natural way to keep the conversation going, keep it polite and friendly. So someone might say, hey, I have to go, I don't want to hit traffic. And to you, like, that's fine. You don't really care. Oh yeah, that makes sense. You're just kind of saying like, I understand kind of what you're thinking here. Or someone might say like, oh, I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't go to my class yesterday. You might say, oh yeah, that makes sense.